where that the best scientists in your country, whether it's Japan or China or
Yes.
Vietnam, wants to come here.
The innovators
But
are here.
the underlying, they don't have a culture like we have a Jamaican culture in a Jamaica.
Right.
They don't have that. But they sell this culture that we are the best. But when you really look underneath it, individual people.
I understand what you're saying. And majority of even who are running in the presidency right now, the candidates, most of these, if they check their family tree, they're coming from other countries.
Right.
You know, their true nationalities are from other countries.
Every one of them, because
You
there's
know?
no native Indian running.
Right. There's no native Indian running for it when you look into it.
Right.
So I cannot, and I would say, right, why is it there isn't a native Indian running ever in the election? Never. American history have never tell us that there was a native Indian running to become president. You never studied that. Something for you to research.
Real talk.
No, when you look into it and you'll see, Junior, where these candidates are saying that we're going to make America great again. We're gonna build a wall. I don't know why we need a wall in the first place.
But it's not just build a wall, but you're
We're
going to
gonna
get
get-
other country to pay for the wall. How you going to do that?
The other country will not do that.
Why
It's
would
not
I?
their plan. Would you?
No.
And it's not your plan. Would you? Unless we're talking about, you're going to use the Mexican them to build
No,
it
but this
and
is
pay them
but
to
this
build
is
it.
what we talk about. That he's getting a free pass. Yo, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do. How are you gonna do it? That's the reason why I'm saying that. The Republicans
Yes.
are never gonna elect this person to become, because when the debate starts, and you have to lay out your policy, like how President Obama and Hillary Clinton went through that rigorous debate, and you have to lay out your policy. That's when he's gonna falter, and they know that. They know that without a doubt. So I was watching this clip the other day, and I saw Chris Christie was endorsing Donald Trump, and he was before the endorsement. They were laying out a bunch of stuff like he says he's gonna do this, he's gonna do it. How he's gonna do it? We're just gonna do it. He says he's gonna do this, but at the same time you turn around and endorse the same person that you said doesn't have no way
Right.
or no form of
But
policy
that's
of
not the
doing
only
whatever.
person. Can I tell you that I saw Ben Carson did the same thing? This person say all this about you, and you are the same one who come around and endorse him. So whatever he's saying or whatever Kool-Aid he have them drinking,
Right.
they really have them in a place where, you know, like when you smoke and get high.
And you forget. You have that short term.
Yeah, you have that short-term memory that
Yeah.
what just happened just now, for real. But the smoke will clear
Indeed.
soon enough. The smoke will clear.
They're gonna have a brokered convention.
I believe
I
that
predict.
young entrepreneurs today,
Yes.
because Donald Trump has been a product of people who are in the industry, are the businessman that manipulate the system.
The system.
And he would tell you that he does that, right? Now, what
Yes.
people are actually buying and quote unquote is that, oh, he's not a politician.
And he's
What seat is he running for? A business seat
no
or a politician, a political seat?
political.
All right, so he will become a politician. What makes him different from the politician when he endorsed these politicians on both sides of the fence to get his agenda done?
And people have to realize when he also said that leave money out of politics. I'm not gonna take any money from anybody. You have to remember that this is the richest person ever run for president. Which other billionaire you know had run for president? Bloomberg has more money, and Bloomberg never ran for president.
No, he didn't.
So
No.
he is the richest person. So he can afford to say that to trick the mind.
At first, with this campaign,
Yes.
but afterwards, what are you going to do? You know what? You pay everybody tax then.
No.
Since you don't have to do that.
That's communism. That's not gonna work. They don't believe
Then
it.
he wouldn't do that.
No.
For real. And I'm quite sure he expects a paycheck while being in the White House if he become president.
Yes.
Okay. So because he's that rich, should he actually take a paycheck? Should we actually pay him?
Well, he's gonna say as long as he's doing his job, why not?
Okay. All right. So this is what I'm saying, that when he makes those speeches, it doesn't faze me much.
But it's the people I don't understand, man. It's the people that's behind it. Like, how can you relate to that?
I can.
I can't, even if I'm an independent mind, I can't relate to the stuff that you're saying. Because when you're saying that you want to ban a certain culture, a certain set of people from not coming inside of here, you have to remember that if you ban those people from not coming in,
You have to ban everybody else.
you're gonna have to ban everyone. And when you do that,
Everybody
now
else.
you make the country that you want to make so great again shrink, because it was open and these people come in and make it so great, and now you want to shrink
These
it.
are the businessmen and women who comes
come
in
in.
and develop
You know
the
how
country.
much Arabs and Muslim business that are here in this country?
What?
Have you ever walked down Chinatown or walked through New York and see?
Or in Manhattan.
Or in Manhattan?
Yes. And that's just one state. That's just one state.
One state.
Okay, out of 50. Just one out of 50. Check this out though, Junior.
Yes.
Before we go back to this topic of hand. Real quick. Now, Bernie Sanders, Hillary from the Democrat side. They look like the two favorite candidates. Move forward. One out of the other. To me personally, it doesn't matter which one, because I think they both have similar policies.
Right.
Now, what they're banking on is Bernie, and I, you know what I like Bernie for, and if I should give any candidate on the Democrat side a vote, I would give Bernie, and here's why I would give Bernie. All his life, he has been tiling away, chipping away for the same cause. He haven't changed his tone, he haven't changed his views. He's chipping away for the same cause. Since the day this guy entered into politics,
Yes.
I've been watching his records. And he has been instrumental in the unification of black and white
Yes.
in the Martin Luther King time.
Yes,
he
I
has
saw
been
it, I
locked
saw it.
up too
Yes.
for advocating, just like how you see these protesters are protesting now and said, no, with free speech, no, not supposed. He was a white guy cheering on these motives for unification, for equality. So when I see this guy coming up, I don't see him as a politician, my brother. For real. They are seeing this guy as a socialist.
Yes, because he goes too far in their eyes with the things that he's advocating for.
Free education.
It goes to you
Is
have to,
that too far?
which politician you know tells the truth and win? None.
I can't recall.
None tells the truth and win.
What they do, they tell you what you want to hear. Just
right.
like Donald Trump.
They tell you what. No, Donald Trump is not telling me nothing I want to hear.
He's telling those people who is saying that when he say who's going to pay for it, he's telling them what they want to hear.
Look, while we're on that note, what do you think about the rally that in Chicago? That was the protesters had blocked.
All right. What I'm saying about those things, I do not support violence.
Right.
In no side and I think that the running candidate who is responsible for this mass crowd to come out here, you are the one in charge to calm.
So you
the
think that you
situation.
believe that he should have cancelled his rally, or he should have came out there and tried to restore calm?
I think he should have came out and tried to restore calm.
How are you going to do that when you are the first person to run? Because you see videos of him running out the patrons from out of the rally. You know what I mean? And calling them all sorts of name and all that stuff. I mean, I remember when the president was making speeches and we had hecklers. You know what he did? He silenced himself and let them talk.
Right. Diplomacy.
Right.
Very much diplomat. Now, I've seen Bernie Sanders currently
Right.
at a rally and two black girls come and take the mic. And he stepped back and allowed them to do what they do to them please themselves, and then he stepped forward.
That would never happen at a Trump rally.
Because he incites certain things. I'll pay the legal fees. What are you telling me? So I can knock out a man because Trump will get me out of jail.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's saying, really. Now, when you said, back in the days, this would have never happened. So I'm going to say, for real, liberty, them money come in and them take with us. We can't just stand up and make them come run over us. Literally, that's what he's actually telling his supporters.
But
Don't just stand there.
who do you
and do
want
this.
in your situation room?
Can't
Who would you want in your situation room, in the war room? Who would you want at a G8 or a G20 when that tough decision has to make? You know what he said? If you don't want to listen to me, go on where you go. No one man, and no one country in that can just get up and go rogue and decide say them are gonna do it. No.
No, that's
No
not a decision
one country
for
could
one
never
person.
come up
For real.
and 99% of the country of the world come together and understand say yo there's global warming and we need to do something about it. No one country can do that. No one man can say if we don't want to do it, we're just gonna create these things. So temper. This guy has a temper that's
It's not presidential,
it's not presidential.
and I was actually looking to where, say for example, you don't make the cut, where we could have placed him in the party, where he can make a significant change or difference.
No, put him back in the private sector.
Put him back in the
That's where
private
he
sector.
belongs. And show business. As what Jerry Springer said, he's gonna be show business.
That's what Jerry Springer said.
Yeah, it's show business, and he's gonna go right back to where he started.
Show business.
As honestly, TC, they're gonna have a brokered convention. For those who don't know what a brokered convention is, that's when they
Separation.
don't get enough delegates
Yes.
to win the nomination.
Then they have to go
and then
to
they go to the nomination to the convention, and then the delegates will select who they want.
to be the
And the reason why it's
representative.
gonna be crazier than it is now, they're gonna actually take all those from him that he had, and they're gonna give it to somebody else. Which I think the most viable candidate on their side is Marco Rubio. He is the establishment candidate, and he's the most viable one right now.
But he's
The one at
complete.
the bottom of the poll.
Yes, don't
When
watch
they
that.
look into it.
This election is unlike any other. Honestly, it's
Seriously?
unlike any other.
You actually said, I'm going to
yes.
tell you this. It's already unlike any other. in which, like,
Yeah, it's unlike any other, man. What's gonna happen in when is it? July or August? Whenever they go to the country, trust me, it's gonna be one for the ages. If you follow politics, it's gonna be
It
one
will
for
be,
it.
it will
Yes,
be.
because they know for a fact, the establishment, that if they put this candidate there, he will never win. They know it. So they're trying to do everything. That's when Mitt Romney came out and he's trying to undermine it. Everybody's trying to undermine it. But the funny thing about it is what the other candidates are messing up on. He's getting them to say the same thing that he's saying, but not as loudly as he's saying it.
or probably he's saying what they're eventually saying,
But he's
but
just
in a
being
different
loud.
way. Because the thing about it is, I can actually hear policies from the other candidates.
Indeed.
Yeah, I can hear if they say we're gonna, create jobs, and here's how we're gonna create jobs, and they put out a plan, or they say go to my website, and there's a 200 or 700 pages of so and so on such and such.gov or such and such.com.
Right.
We're gonna create jobs. We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna repeal Obamacare. And that's all we're hearing. Don't you just like my rallies? Which other rally you have so much fun? Huh? That's all I'm hearing, really.
Yeah.
I'm not really hearing what I want to
Substance.
hear. Like, you
There's-
know what?
there's-
We're going to
there's
repeal
nothing.
Obamacare, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to get pharmaceutical company to come in, and they're going to lower their prices. Or if they don't want to lower their prices, then we're going to bring in pharmaceutical company from other countries and have them come in and reduce them tax and let them compete. Or say something. Don't just tell me you're going to do this and that. You're just saying that. So I should just run on that?
All right. So they're running and they're saying that these people are angry because there's not enough jobs. The only other president in America who has ever created as much job as this president has is Bill Clinton, who created that 20 million job during the 90s. He's on track right now before he leaves the presidency to create about 14 to 15 million jobs before he leaves. Averaging what? 220, 250,000 jobs a month. So it's not an anger for job because unemployment has been the lowest it has been
Yes.
in what?
The quiet years
9
ago.
years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this isn't angry about jobs or anything that has to do with the economy. For the 10 years that I've been in this country, I've never seen so many roads. And I've traveled on a lot of roads in this country, as you know, being repaired or being fixed.
True.
You know what I mean? So when I see it, I'm like, there's something larger at hand taking place here, TC. It's not an anger for no jobs or anything like that. I think there's a larger picture at hand right here that we need to tap into. And that's the reason why I said to you that, TC, we need to spread knowledge. We need to spread education to the mass, to those who aren't informed and those who are just stuck on these snippets that's been sent out, you know what I mean, and let them know the truth behind, you know what I mean,
So
what's going on.
So, in all realness and fairness, what do you think about, because to me personally, it doesn't matter what party is in power now. There will be these laws still coming down and enforced, and we'll still have to go by them and abide by them because we're a law-abiding citizen.
Right.
So we're going to abide by these laws regardless. I'm just saying, where do you see the future of the United States?
What I'll disagree with you in terms of that when you say it doesn't matter who goes in there, because it does matter who goes in there, whether it was a JFK that went inside of there, or whether it was a Reagan,
Reagan,
or
right.
whether it was a Clinton,
Or
or whether it
Nixon.
was a Obama. It does
Or Bush.
matter who goes inside of there. Imagine if we were still living in a time of Roe versus Wade, Roe v. versus Wade. Imagine if we were still living in a time when women couldn't vote. Imagine if we were living in a time when blacks couldn't vote. So it does matter who goes inside of there, regardless of the systematic setup of the government. It matters who goes in there. They might not change the larger picture overall, but they chip away. These are the things that it over a long period of time. When you look at it, it's a lot over a long period of time. But within that short period of time, you don't see it. Like one of the greatest obstacles you hear blacks talking about, oh, this president hasn't done much for black people. You know what I mean? And he's singled out. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, America didn't elect a president just to go in there and say, I'm going to do this to blacks. I'm going to do this to white. Because what's going to happen? You don't want that to happen at all. Because when the white man goes back in there, he's just going to create for a white man.
Right.
So you can't want it. You can't want it set up like that. When he went there and he did whatever he did for America. And everybody benefits underneath.
For we the people.
For we the people. For
Right.
the people. By the people. You know what I'm saying? Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Flex FM, the station that matters. 4 minutes to the break, and we'll come right back at you. But before we do that, I also just want to remind you that our topic today really is what to expect when starting your own business. Now, you know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. When you're starting your own business, these are some things that you have to be mindful of. And we talk about some of these stuff that you have to be mindful of. Here are some of the stuff that you have to be mindful of. You will lose money. That's one thing you have to be mindful of. Also, things will not go as planned. You have to be mindful of that. Some customer will be unhappy. You have to be mindful of that too, because that's a known fact. Also, you will have to dig deep. We explained that, why you have to dig deep. Also, you will have to adjust your price. It's definitely a competitive market out there, ladies and gentlemen. So that you have to bear in mind too. There will be slow seasons. Yes, just know that there will be slow seasons. All right. Also, we are at your family and close friends will face stress. We went in a little bit in depth on that because that is a known factor that will cause a young entrepreneur to be discouraged, or a young business that starts up to dissolve. So that's a known factor. So you have to know how to communicate when it comes on to the family and friends. All right. Now you will pay more taxes. That's what leads us up and branch us off into what's going on right now with our current situation in the government body, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a couple more that we're going to go through with you, and we're definitely going to pause for the cause in a minute and a half. Come right back at you. Now here's what I want you guys to understand. I want you to understand that when we're here on a Monday, what we're trying to do is to educate you in a sense where if you're in the need, because I'm sure it's good to work for John Palm or the Jones, but when you can use your God-given talent and develop something for yourself, it will make a whole lot of difference. Believe me on that. But there are going to be some obstacles that you have to hurdle. And what we're discussing here are some of the obstacles that you should bear in mind. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Flex FM, the station that matters. My special guest all the way from the ATL, businessman and entrepreneur, Junior Mystic. The mystical one, as you can hear, right? So versed in this conversation right here, and so knowledgeable. And that's the reason why we accept the invitation of having Junior here as our guest. We'd love to have him here every Monday, if possible. Believe that. So, we're going to pause for the cause, my people, and come right back at you with more of Business Monday. All right, Junior, I'm gonna tell you this: it's not until you become an entrepreneur then you really find out what electing a president will really mean. For real.
It's so true.
Yes. It's not until you become an entrepreneur and you'll find out the importance of electing the right candidate.
When you realize everybody's vote matters.
The
Yes.
time now by Flex FM is
The time is exactly 8 o'clock.
We'll be back after this.
Indeed.
You're hanging with the baddest DJ on the planet.
You're as good as they say you are.
The baddest DJ on the planet. Mixing the beats.
This is a public service announcement. If you're riding, please remember to wear your helmet. If you're driving, remember to fasten your seatbelt. Do not text while driving. Remember always to be on alert for any pedestrians. This has been a message from the Safety Department of Flex FM.
Why advertise with Flex FM?
Advertising on Flex FM radio brings the community to your doorstep.
Your commercial is professionally produced. We offer competitive rates and our own flexible payment plans.
Do you want the word out about your new established business?
And create dedicated customers. Then advertise on Flex FM radio.
Advertising with Flex FM radio should be your next call.
Call 954-729-2082.
That's 954-729-2082. Or email us at flexfm@gmail.com. That's FLEXXFM@gmail.com. Flex FM.
Radio at its best. Don't hesitate.
Hey, are you confused about the Obamacare? Keep getting different answers about how much you should pay? Well, here is the solution to your problem. Call the experts at Grinnell Business Solutions. At Grinnell Business Solutions, you will sit down with a licensed agent with years of experience that will give you answers to questions that matters the most about your Obamacare, such as monthly payments, deductibles, co-insurance, and prescriptions. Have a doctor already? No problem. Your agent will make sure to find a plan that has your doctor in mind. The best part about Grinnell Business Solution is it's free. All consultation is free. Yes, I said it, free. Call them today about your Obamacare at 954-900-9802. That's 954-900-9802. Once again, 954-900-9802. That's 954-900-9802. Call them today. That's Grinnell Business Solution, the solution to your problems.
Flex FM brings the latest news, sports, weather, talk, and entertainment. Compelling talk shows on issues that the world can relate to. Live broadcast that brings our viewers closer than 3D and much clearer than HD. We are your source for live radio.
Hey, if your goal is to lose weight, gain muscle, or simply staying healthy for 2016, then there's a way we can do that. There's a way we can accomplish all this for free. Yes, I said it, for free. But first, there's 3 things that you need to know. 1. We have the #1 weight management program that delivers results. 2. Great nutrition inside and out. And 3. A dedicated team that works with you to make sure that your goal is achieved. So, if you're interested in losing weight, gaining muscle, or simply staying healthy, then stop what you're doing and call this number. It's 754-245-2157. Once again, that number is 754-245-2157. And get started today. The Dream Team have flexible time to match your busy schedule, great nutrition programs, and a committed team member that dedicate their time to assist you in accomplishing your goals. So stop procrastinating. Call the Dream Team today at 754-245-2157. That's 754-245-2157. The Dream Team, the team that turns your dreams into reality.
Flexers, get this. You can now listen to your favorite station, Flex FM, live from anywhere in the world just by dialing 702-489-0213. That's 702-489-0213. Let me fetch it so you catch it. That's 702-489-0213.
Now, how are you listening? In certain countries, additional fees or restrictions may apply.
Look, 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 look. Wait, who is that? TC? Hey, TC, what's up?
I'm in a day of grace, look over the fence, yeah?
What are you doing over on that side of the fence?
TC, man, come over to the right side, the God side.
Why, Gracie and Tashia, with everything that's happening in the world right now, you don't even know which side is the right side.
Join us right here on Flex FM every Thursday night from 5 to 8 to hear Gracie explain just why the God side is the right side for life.
Hello, South Florida. This is your psychic advisor, Sister Maria. I have been blessed by God to help you in all problems of life, such as love, money, health, family problems, drug addictions, court cases, immigration troubles, restoring lost nature, etc. I have over 25 years of experience in removing all types of bad luck, jealousy, evil influence, and generational curses. One call will convince you about my gifted powers. I offer a free question by phone. Call me anytime at 954-665-5959. 954-665-5959. Brothers and sisters, I guarantee results to you in less than 24 hours from the time I meet you. Call me now, 954-665-5959. All readings and spiritual cleansings are done in the privacy of my home in Broward County. Once again, this is Sister Maria. Thank you and God bless you.
You're hanging with the baddest DJ on the planet.
You're as good as they say you are.
The baddest DJ on the planet. Mixing the beats. Back to back. Did I get your attention?
Selling that body, man. She shouldn't even done that. It's crazy. Crazy. Word.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Business Monday right here. Of course, the question is what people do for money. There's a lot of things. One of the things that you can do for money is actually try to invest in yourself. Now, we're at the point. Here's another question. Of course, our topic is what to expect when starting up your own business. All right? So a lot of people think about going into business and said, hey, you know, I can be a DJ or I can be a singer or, you know, I can be an athlete. I have this talent. That in itself is a business, ladies and gentlemen. And if you invest in your talent, which is running and so forth, up to, you know, and irons and all these stuff. So those are investment. That's you investing in yourself. And as we talk about at the beginning of the show, that sometimes our coaches will come and just, you know, polish it off a little bit. Your God-given talent, that is. All right? So we are here talking about some of the do's and the don'ts, what to expect, what not to expect when, you know, going into your own business. Now we are at, you will burn the candles at both side, or should I say both end. All right? And here's why they said it. Starting a business takes time, particularly at the beginning where you're the one doing everything, contacting vendors, advertising, making the product or performing the services, working on packaging, building an identity for your business, working with suppliers who may well be located in other countries, invoicing, etc. There are a lot of tasks that goes into forming a successful business that you may not think about ahead of time, and you'll get to do them all. While running your own business may sound like an easy way out of a 9-to-5, rest assured that you'll work more hours doing your own thing. Mystic, that again, a lot of spouses don't understand that the time, and we'll talk about that earlier when we talk about, your spouse understanding what you do and, what it will take for you to succeed in what you're doing. Oh, I don't see you anymore. Oh, we don't talk anymore. Oh, we don't go out anymore and all these things. It really does require more hours than you doing a 9 to 5.
It does. And in this case, I would recommend one to, as a significant other, to look at the bigger picture. Because more in those cases,
Yes.
most of the times, when one partner has to be away to do to follow through on their job, them being an entrepreneur, what it does is it creates it creates a level of comfort income wise.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
Security.
It creates a level of security.
Right.
But they see past that.
Yes.
That how do you come home? How do you do that 9 to 5 and come home every day, every night, and go to go? Or she come home. The level of comfort that you have now, you wouldn't have had it. Let's say in most cases, you wouldn't have had it unless you have that, that big high school, that big degree, that you set your own time in terms of whatever feeding or whatever. But especially in the initial stage, you see,
yes.
it takes a lot of time.
It will. Now, here's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand, where the difference is. Now you're actually creating a legacy. When we talk about creating a legacy, you're leaving something substantial when you invest this time. Now, it could be a significant other, it could be your siblings, it could be your parents, it could be, sons or your daughters.
Right.
Come and have this, that they don't have to toil as hard on a 9 to 5 like you were doing before you started your own business. And that's the long-term reward.
I'll say this, and it's so funny you bring it up. You see, I believe that we of this generation,
yes,
has the ability to cut certain poverty line within one's family, because now we know. To not know is to me is like a sin. We have the ability to cut the poverty line, and I say that to say this, TC. We know the things that we need to do in terms of setting up for the next generation. A lot of us now are robbing our next generation, and I say that heavily when I say to you, TC, we need to invest within ourselves, or we need to give our next generation a start. We need to give our youth a start in life. We are robbed them by flossing and endorsing in this life. When we're dead and pass away and gone, them come up and them never start. Them are going to start back from scratch wherever you start. What about taking out that life insurance? What about that investing in a 401k? That means that when you were dead and pass and gone, your son, your offspring, them have a start. Whether it's 100,000 life insurance or 200,000 or a 401k with 50 or 60,000 a night, where them have a start.
Right.
Just like our quote unquote, they would say, oh, I saw the white people do it. No. I saw all of we do it because now we know that this is what you have to do to set in place. Because we talk about getting rich and wealth. These are some of the steps that you have to take, TC. And when you start thinking along the line of an entrepreneur, and these are the stuff that you have to put in place in terms of longevity. Because you're not going to, it doesn't make no sense or worth building a business if when you passed away, that business passed away
with you, right?
You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure that you put it, you set it up and structure it in a way that it will survive, whether you are there or not. So there's policies and procedures that you have to put in place to make sure that this survive. So Walmart dead and gone long time, but they're still dead.
Have a chain.
Still have a chain.
All right. So it's important that you actually grow your sons and your daughters, the next in charge, and have them around you, close to you. Let them understand the business and how it operates.
Yes.
Because what's troubling to some people at times is like they're in people doesn't have the same interest in the business as they do because it's one's passion, but it's not theirs, and they seek their passion. So, do you think it's fair to derail them from their passion to get a little bit more interest in your passion?
Well, I don't think it's fair because 7 brothers, 7 different minds.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids will all have a mind of their own, and they will take on their own life. So I think it's unfair to rob them of their own dreams. Not all the time your kids are gonna have to share the same dreams that you do share because they do have a mind of their own. Now, in that case, it's a tricky situation, and I'll give you an example of one rectifying. There was this man, and his son and daughter didn't want it to have nothing to do with the business.
Yes.
And on his deathbed, he left his key to his mechanic shop to all the employees.
Every one of the employees.
Yes, he left that key to. So therefore, now everyone in that shop owns that shop. You're talking about passing it on because none of his offsprings were there or wanted to take it up, and he didn't want to just shut it down and let it go down in the ground. And on his deathbed, he said, "You know what? All of you guys, this is for you guys." So that was a very interesting one in terms of if your offspring doesn't, you know what I mean, have the same interest as you, what do you do then? That's a very interesting one.
Okay, that's true. That is so true. All right, so can we look at it this way? Can I look at it in the terms of how does the other family benefit from the employees them taking control of the business? Does, like, for example, uncle, niece?
How does what family? That person's family?
Yeah.
Obviously, in my opinion, is if they were that uncle or that nephew or niece that should have been profited from it, they would have been incorporated in the ones getting the keys also. So I'll say that they were there, so they are not in the equation to receive anything in line.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue, we're at your work will be more rewarding. All right, now here's why. When you're working on something you care about and have a passion about, it doesn't matter how hard it is, the long hours, the stress, and the highs and the lows will have meaning for you if you're doing something that fits in with your personality and personal values. Make sure your product or service falls into these categories, and you'll find the energy to pull your business off. Is that true, Junior?
It is true in every word to it, TC. It's I posted a thing earlier when I said you can't have a dream come true without a dream. You cannot put in 10% and expect 100% out of it. No, it doesn't work like that. Whatever you put in is what you get out, right? So therefore, you can't have a low energy business and expect you're gonna get this high energy turnout of it. It doesn't work like that. We talked earlier last time about the law of attraction. It doesn't work like that. Like attracts like. So if you have that high energy you put in there, that's what you're gonna get back out of it.
Right.
So I strongly do believe the writer when he said that low energy, it doesn't work when you're being an entrepreneur. You have to have that high energy, you have to set the pace.
Yes.
For you to follow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you will change in the process. Do you believe in the fact that you will change in the process?
In terms of
going at your dream to become an entrepreneur and digging away and chipping away to what you're doing, will it change you as a person?
Well, it all depends. Change for the good or change for the bad. You know, you're gonna learn a lot of things along the way. You're gonna have to adapt your lifestyle. You're gonna have to adapt your frame of mind, your mentality towards life, business, everything. So change is not a bad thing. But change in terms of where it affects your family, or change in terms of when it becomes selfish, that's when it becomes a bad thing, when you start change towards just yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? But change is good in terms of growing up, JC. You have to change in life at some point in time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You have to change from the old ways to, you know what I mean, the new ways of doing things now. You know, so change is not always a bad thing.
All right. So the article actually says that you can't rather step out on your own, try something new, put yourself and your family on the line, and not be changed. Entrepreneurs report being stronger, more resilient, more process oriented instead of result oriented. And that's an opinion, ladies and gentlemen. And more at peace with themselves than they were before they started their business. If you're not open to change, or one of a few people who are perfect already, which I doubt, this can be the most difficult part of the entrepreneurial experience, which is the change. And as Junior just stated, either or, you will change as you grow, which is true.
Which is true.
All right. Here's the next question. You will always have something to talk about. I really feel that is true.
You'll always have something to talk about in terms of.
All right. Your job will be difficult from that what most of your friends know. And this will mean that there are conversations to be had. While they might get tired of hearing about your business eventually, being an entrepreneur makes you interested to most people. You need never fear small talk at a cocktail party again. And this is like the guys on Wall Street, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they, so we did make $1 billion today, you know?
Yeah.
And those are small talk, even though the dollar signs are big. It's real small talk. But it will, the fact that you're learning as you go along,
See.
you can contribute more to conversations, or you can now relate
Relate to it.
to other conversations. You know what I mean? All right. So there will. Okay. Yes, that's the one actually we just went through. So when we talk about being an entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about all those obstacles. We talk about the pros and the cons. We talk about some of the stuff that you within yourself can say that it will be a journey. That's for sure. I guarantee that it will be a journey, and it's a journey for not only you, but you, your family, and your friends. Now, what we didn't have in the article here, Junior,
Right.
where starting your own business is concerned, you save up this money and you put it in a business, and the business fails. What's next? What's the plan B?
Well, the plan B.
Because they tell us that when if you believe in this thing, it's go hard. You know what I mean? But if you put your investment, your life saving into this business and it fails,
Yes.
what do you do next?
I'll tell you. I made it a post a couple of days ago, and it says, temporary defeat does not mean permanent failure. Start over.
Temporary defeat does not mean permanent failure. All right.
Real time.
Start over.
Yes, ma'am. It's temporary defeat. And we have so many people in life, TC, who have been through it. There's so many lessons out there to be learned. So it can give us advice to go through life. That whenever we reach or come across any obstacles in life, it's like a roadmap laid out there.
Yes.
If you really, really get up today and tell yourself that I'm gonna become a seeker in life, someone who seeks not just the basic knowledge of life, but just about everything to get by, then you're gonna realize, TC, at any point that you come across certain obstacles, there's always a way out. I always say that the solution always lies right next to the problem. Just like the answer always lies right next to the question. It's not going to be way over the side of one different world or one different situation. They're always going to be hand in hand. So if you're trying something in life and it don't work out, it does not mean that, this is the end of the road and that's it. They say. It doesn't mean, say, you come up and you save up $10,000 and you put it in our retail business and the retail business fail in lockdown.
Yes.
Why I not believe in a retail no more. I not believe in becoming an entrepreneur no more. That might just not be the right business where they invest in.
And the right business that you should have been in.
That you should have been in.
But it takes investment for you to find that
All
out.
right. But I'll say this to you, TC.
Your savings.
No, I'll say this to you. There are certain lessons in life that
Yes.
you will never go to. You can no amount of money or school you will
Mhm.
ever teach it. You have to pay for learn it and pay the hard way for learn it. You know what I mean? And such is enough business where a lot of people go in. Even I a lot of money I've done. I put into a lot of different things.
Right.
And I had to pay to learn the knowledge that you garner while you were doing that. I bet you that every other business that you do, you're going to learn from that. And you're never going to make those same mistakes again.
Right?
So he actually paid for his own schooling right there. That
Right.
10,000 was for his
So
schooling.
it's cool.
Yeah. No, he knows, you know what I mean, a different way not how to invest his money.
Yeah.
You know, the richest man in Babylon tells you that when you're investing your money, make sure that TC, who is a radar personality, now come to me and come tell me, say, yo, boy, yo, we have a link, you know. We'll buy some zinc. A man tell me, say, yo, we can make crazy money out of zinc. TC, what do you know about zinc? I don't know nothing about zinc, you know. But I know, say, you can make some money.
Right.
That's a bad investment.
Okay.
Because you know nothing of zinc.
Yes.
But you want to go buy zinc. Go and invest your money into somebody who you know say this is their profession. This is what they do. This is what they have made a living out of. They know what they are doing. A lot of people follow hearsay. A lot of people see people, you know what I mean, making some money and they have no knowledge of. They don't even educate themselves.
So that could be a reason why a lot of business fail. A lot of people lose their investment too.
Yes.
Because they're investing in someone's idea that that person don't even have a clue about.
Have you ever watched Shark Tank?
Yes.
You know how interesting that is. That I would say about 5 to 7% of the business in America comes from that idea of people cannot fund their own idea and they go seek investment and they get bought out. They bought the idea out.
Yes. That is so
Or
true.
they steal the idea from you and mass produce whatever it
Because
is.
they have the
capacity or the ability.
the capital to do so.
it.
Right. We have seen that happen a lot, you know. And a lot of companies have this thing that they do too, where they will develop a company.
Right.
And someone see the interest that, you know, this could make billions of dollars, probably seen further than you, who is the proprietor or the entrepreneur who start this company.
Right.
And say, if I buy this company, I think I can turn it into $1 billion establishment. And yes, probably that person can. Probably you too can, but it may take you longer because you don't have the capital at this person. Right. So you just to the need to, I know I must sell it. A good idea. Now, do you think that's a wise idea?
No. When facing with that question, you're looking around you and you question yourself, how long have you been going at this? And these are the questions that's running through your mind.
Yes.
If I continue to pursue this by myself, how far will I go within what period of time? If I make this investment now, if I incorporate now and give up a certain percentage to advance, how far will I go? You know what I mean? These are the questions that's running through your mind. I, for one, when you're a capitalist, TC, 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing. The mentality that you have to get out of sometime is you're not always going to be the sole proprietor, the sole owner of a business in order to make a lot of money, you know what I mean, or
Right.
whatever. Sometimes you can just own just 10% or 5% or 15% of that business that you may or might have developed. But the amount of money that you get from it, you are making more money from it than if you were supposed to be the sole owner of that business.
True.
So we have to get in that frame of mind
I
sometimes.
understand the mathematical, you know, part of that. No,
Right.
what I'm saying is that for these people have the mindset to say that I've created it, I've established it before, I can sell it and do it again.
Right.
I've seen documentaries, I've read books where you have young entrepreneurs that did that and still didn't get back to that place.
Because, TC, do you think that when Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, and we're not saying it to stay on a lighter topic,
Yes.
but we're just saying that when he created Facebook, had he sold it, he could have created another Facebook?
No.
No. So in that sense, some things are just one of a kind, and you know when it comes about, that's just it. And what he does, he bought all the other stuff as we talked about.
Around it, right.
Right? Because he can't create it. He couldn't create anything like that.
Right.
So he buys it. Because sometimes, Stacey, you're just gonna God will just bless you with that one talent.
Yeah.
To come up with this great idea. And you're like, damn, how am I gonna create with other ideas? You can't come up with it, but how do you capitalize on it? You buy the other people's idea. You take their talents. You just take it. You know what I mean? So sometimes in that case, TC, I agree that, you know, and I will stick to my gun when I said, sometimes it's best to give up and take a percentage.
Not give up 100%.
Not giving up 100%.
But leave yourself with a percent.
Leave yourself with a percentage of it.
Okay. Now I really do understand, and I do hope our viewers and listeners understand when you say that sometimes it works out that you benefit more than being the sole proprietor of
Right.
the establishment. Reason being, you, the sole proprietor, faced with all these additional expense,
Right.
which have to give you your percentage down the line too as well.
Right. When I say that, I for one, I'm Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
We're on Shark Tank. And you come up there with your idea. As Mark Cuban, he has certain outlets that you have no idea.
I personally don't have.
You don't have.
I don't have the outlets. That's
Right.
why I'm coming to you.
Okay. And even if in your time having the company, you probably will never even have so much. Not to say I'm knocking, you're knocking one. But you can take probably the deal of him buying 40% of your company out. And you're looking like, man, I came up with everything and now. But you have to realize that he's put in the capital. And sometimes just the mere idea of us having the capital or the opportunity to have that capital to fund the idea is big. It's sometimes even bigger than the idea itself. There's a lot of great ideas that died out, TC, because they never had the startup capital or they never had the investment in it. So I would say it's not entirely a loss to sell off 40% of it. Take a perfect example of what Dr. J did with Beats.
Yes.
He sold Beats for what, $3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But he still had stakes in Beats. He still bought back 10%
In
Beats.
Beats.
LeBron James did the same thing. He made $30 million. But he also bought back some shares in Beats. You know what I'm saying? So this is the idea. So he's $1 billion, Dr. J, $1 billion richer in liquid cash. And he also have 10% in the same thing that he made $1 million after. So these are the mentalities that we have to develop. Not because you sold the full ownership. And I'll say this to you. A perfect example. You know Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes.
And you're familiar with LeBron James. LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal signed a deal with Nike. He sell his whole naming rights, everything that goes, anything that does with Shaq.
Yeah. He sold the rights.
He sold the rights to his name.
So he have nothing, no percent.
For almost $1 billion. Do you think that Shaquille, within his lifetime right now, will ever sell himself to acquire so much money? In his lifetime now.
With him being retired and all
He will never do that. Because even when Shaq pass and gone, Nike will still be making money off of him. So that's why it was worth Nike to buy his name from him. Just like what LeBron James did. You know what I mean? Just like what Michael Jordan did. But Jordan was smart because he bought back percent. He took a cut out of Nike. But the point that I'm trying to make is long term. These guys will be there forever. You as an individual will live through a lifetime and pass and gone. But they can make that investment because they're going to be around. How long has Nike been around?
It's a brand. It's a brand.
It's a brand.
And that's what they are actually, running with the brand.
Right.
Yeah. And
So
they've been around for a
would you
while.
consider that a bad move to sell your name?
No. It's like you become and having a franchise. I think franchises in terms of business are the person who developed the corporation first.
Yeah, but one would say that's stupid of you to sell you sell yourself.
Sell it, yeah. But no, it is not really stupid from a business
From a
perspective.
business perspective. Yeah.
Right. So I would think that you're not buying Nike. Nike is actually buying your your brand
Yeah.
and attach it to their brand
Dear brand.
based on you being an athlete. It goes so with other companies that deal with food, other companies that deal with clothing.
Right.
So, on a business perspective, yes, it's a good move. But I think that if let me see now. Patrick Ewing.
Right.
Right. Let's use Patrick Ewing, for example, since we are dealing with athlete. He had a brand. He could have gone, or I don't know, at the time I think Jordan was raiding with Nike. He came up with his own brand. And I think the reason why that didn't went too far was poor marketing and stuff like that.
Right.
But it served him well. He had a name to a shoes that he stays with it. You know what I mean? Now he couldn't believe that company and gone to another one. Look at Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
Nike wanted
Yeah.
Stephen Curry, but that came with clause.
Because of the logo he had on his shoes. He
Right.
wanted in God we trust. I think it's something like that. He wanted a biblical verse on the shoe, and Nike wouldn't allow that.
Nike wanted just do it.
They didn't want nothing to do with no biblical verse or anything in it.
Right.
That's when he went on Under Armour. Under Armour.
Right.
Yeah, Under
right.
Armour. That's where he's at. And that's the biggest mistake Nike has ever made in this business, because Steph Curry shoes has become the number one in selling.
Yes. Yes.
So that's their biggest mistake that they ever made.
So when you look into that now I was just saying, if I was the one who created these shoes, I
Right.
create this brand, right? And Nike should come to me and said, you know what? I think we have the better market pool out there. We've been around for a while, and we know the market best. And it's like a Shark Tank thing, you know.
Right.
And we're gonna buy your brand for $1 billion. And I decide that, you know what? I want to be a Nike too. And I'm not selling. Because I know that this brand have the potential to be probably even bigger than Nike.
Right.
Do you think I should? Would you think that's a mistake?
No, I don't think so. It's and that's comfort. That's when you're comfortable within yourself, because he was comfortable with his decision when he said, "This is I know my greatness and my potential that I have within me,
Yes.
and I want. This is a picture that I made. You cannot give me this, but this company can compete with you and give me this along with what I want with it." And that's what he did and took it, because he knew prior to then that when Under Armour came to Kevin Durant, he said, "I'm going to give you $287 million for 10 years." Nike came back and said, "I'll give you $300 million for 10 years, and I'll build your mother a community center." That's what happened. Nike came bigger.
With a better offer.
With a better offer.
Right.
So with knowing that, when Nike went to Curry and I said that, all right, I'll give you this, but you can't incorporate this in it. He knew that there was a competition out there that will give him, not necessarily even all the money that Nike will give him, but you also get the stuff that means more to him, because Steph Curry is a Christian, he's baptized, he's true to the word.
Right.
You know, so that meant so much to him, having that, his favorite verse on his shoes. So the money what you were trying to buy me out for didn't mean nothing that much to me at all, because I can take a little less than what you're giving me, and have this that I solely want, because spreading this message mean more to me than the money that you're giving. That's the decision that he made.
And that's a very good decision. I don't think one could argue with that decision, to be honest with you. But on a business strategy, a lot of people, the critics get at
politics
it.
and
The critics did get at it.
Yes.
But I think that was a very good business
move
decision
that
he and his team made in doing that. Now, when you look into young entrepreneurs coming up, building some stuff, and saying that we're going to sell it and do this again, I personally don't think that if I'm passionate about building phones,
right,
I'm going to phone business to build phone and try to compete with the market that's out there. and bring the best quality phone to the table.
Right.
By all means. And when I find out that, when other companies find out that my phone is definitely competing, what they will want to do is give you an offer. Most company does that.
Right.
When you're competing with them and they are the big boys and they see that this little David is rumbling these Goliaths, what they do is saying, all right, you know what, we'll give you this amount to do this and to do that. Just like how they want to, the same thing with Stephen Curry, they want to say, yeah, we can do that. But because they feel like they're the Goliath. You do have companies out there that manipulate these young entrepreneurs, and they're not properly, educated into making these decisions. And this is where good counseling comes in.
Right.
And this is where a lot of research comes in. This is where you have to educate yourself on making these kind of decisions, because for one, you don't really want to sell this thing that you have invested your life saving into.
Right.
And when you're finished doing so, later down the line, you see it make billions. And I'm going to use the music industry, for example, and tell you this. A good friend of mine in Miami had created this dancehall rhythm. The same rhythm that put Sean Paul on the map. Right?
Amazing.
Yeah. So, just give me the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened is, another record, he's an independent producer.
Right.
An established record company approached him with a deal, and he sold all the rights. Now, that same song, Sean Paul, I think, received a Grammy.
Right.
That same songs, that compilation album, I think, get a lot of number one from that album. Was that a bad business deal?
You can't tell. You can say whatever you can at the end of the story.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it's tough to see how far it's going to go. So the decision that you make in the beginning, you can't, once you only look back and say, boy, if I didn't know, I would have hold on to it.
That's
But
what
at
he
the-
said. That's
right.
exactly what he
You
said.
know, had he known.
Yeah.
But at the moment, then, it was just another rhythm.
It seems like a good idea to you.
It seems like a good idea, and it was
Okay.
just another rhythm.
But
these are things that we build, like, you know what I mean? You're not going to know what's going to be the next hit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just another rhythm, and you're like, okay, I'm pushing it out. And he probably sold it for a little bit of...
He did sell it for what it eventually made over a period of time. Now, saying that to say this.
Yes.
Had he believed in his project,
Right.
then he would have said, no, I'm going to push this.
But-
Even though maybe he didn't have the resource that this company had. But you know this song itself, no matter what resource this company had,
Right.
the song itself had the potential.
But remember
It's
now,
the
T,
potential of the song.
you have to eat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you stand so firm with all the products that you put out, how do you eat? Because not everyone is going to pay that price that you're probably asking for because you believe in your rhythm so much. So at some point in time, you're going to have to juggle with it. Like, okay, it's a gamble.
So let's flip it back to Stephen Curry.
See,
He had to take that stand because he knows what he had
right.
is marketable and that another company can win and so forth. So I think that what he should have done is shop the song properly to different people. Even though I approach you,
Right.
the fact that you approach me tells me that there's an interest, there's something about this that's magical, that you're interested in it.
Yes.
Because I have other project that you weren't interested in before.
Guess what might happen? If I'm a $10 guy
Mm-hmm.
and you introduce me to $1,000, that opens my eyes. Okay?
Yeah.
So now, that's just sound great to me. So no need for me to look nowhere because in the back of my head, a $10 guy, $1,000 sound great to me. I know that look like a good deal.
Yeah.
But when you go to boom now one, you look and see how much that $1,000 make millions of dollars. I said, sure no star. If only we could have hold out a little bit longer or shop it around like what you said.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I said that, I said this, Stacey, and it happened from all different levels. When you're not accustomed to certain money, certain amount of money, you're easily bought out. Your idea is easily bought out. But once you understand the value of money, or you understand certain amount of money, or you come across it, then it's not that easy.
All
when
right.
they bought out. It's easier for you to hold on because you have that capital to stay afloat and do what you need to do.
Well said, Junior. So, in educating our young entrepreneurs that's coming into the business arena, it's best that they understand the value of money
Yes,
when they're coming into this thing,
yes,
and understand that whatever. Because for me personally, if I am putting a dollar into something, I understand the value of my dollar, and I want to make $2 out of my dollar.
right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not just looking at it as $2 because I'm saying if I can make $2, then I can make 4. When I make 4, I say I can make 8. When I make 8, I say I can make 12. So I'm just looking at it that way.
Stick up in. I'll say this, TC. I remember, and it's a two-part. Back to what we were saying earlier about having something and holding on to it.
Yeah.
Remember, I was reasoning with this guy in California, and remember when the Olympics was coming to California,
Yes.
he had his house, and his house was right in the where they wanted to build the highway. All right, and they approached him 3 times, tried to sell his house. He didn't want to sell it. You know what they did? They started the highway from way down there. When they're reaching up to his house, they raised the highway over his house and went down. So there's a bridge now over his house. Now, that value of that house went south. He can't even sell that house. So do you think it was a wise decision he took when
Yeah.
he didn't sell that house?
Yeah.
It was a wise move.
They would have to compensate me for that because they created something
Yes,
that
they were.
devalued my house.
No, they were offering you to sell the house. You refused to sell the house.
Probably this house of mine is coming down
Okay,
from
but-
traditional, and
No,
I
but
don't want to
you-
be the one
yeah,
to.
but you
say I'm
can't
gonna
say
get
they have
rid
to
of this.
compensate you because they devalued your
you
house.
devalue my house
Oh,
because you build a bridge over my house.
That's not gonna win in no court.
Of
We
course.
offer you to buy this
If-
house from you at this price.
And I choose not to sell my house because my
Then
house
suffer
has
the
sentimental
consequences of that.
values.
Everything has consequences,
No.
Stacey.
So you're telling me, Junior, if I should say to the man in the grocery store that, you know what, we want to buy X amount of fruits from you. And I said, no, you can't get my fruits for that price. And then beside me, you bring this one bag of cow and goat, and then they now start devaluating my fruits. So the other farm people who are retailers who I'm selling my fruits to don't want to buy my fruits because they have these animal scent and goat scent and all these things. You think that I shouldn't come to you for a lawsuit for that?
No. Let's make a perfect example then, TC. Your house value $70,000.
Yeah.
Me sell my house at $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
You will believe, say no.
I
This
don't
person
even
who sell-
believe in that.
Okay,
That the
you-
value of my house should drop
be-
because you
okay,
sell yours
so
for that.
you believe that you.
But that was the market. That's the system.
That's how the system set. So it's not like you can be like, okay, I'm gonna take this to court and I'm gonna fight this guy, these guys for depreciating. That's not how it works. It's a gamble.
Hear what? And here's this. The places where that system is, and I think it's only in some states. And here's why. Because if I am investing and putting all this money in my house,
Right.
to build the equity in my house and to build the value of my house, and then you in return come and you sell your house, you come beside me, buy a house, and you flip it back because you're an investor.
Right.
And you sell your own for 70,000 because you want to get rid of it quick and keep it moving.
Right.
I don't think the value of my house should drop to $70,000 because you sell yours for 70.
But that's how the system is.
That's what that need to be fixed.
It's
That
gonna
need to be fixed.
as long as you have capital and
So who's going to compensate me for my investment? Why I've invested in my house?
it's the market. It's the flow of the market. It's something that you know when you get into. There's no guarantee that when you buy that house, that price is gonna be a fixed price.
No, but
Whatever-
if it depreciate, then of course
Okay,
the value is going to go
let
down.
me ask you: if the value goes down, you want compensation for it,
No.
right?
If it
What are you
depreciate, then
defending
of course I think that I should if the house depreciate and the value of the house is this,
Right.
then of course I should be rewarded.
So what
$2
happens when
for
it
it.
increases and your
Then I
price is double? What do? Do you give up some of that money? Do you give back some of that
To who?
to whosoever you want to take it from whenever it depreciates?
No, check this out. So I own this house, right?
Mm.
And the value of this house when I own it was 200,000.
Right.
While I'm in there, I just met the tree grow up and everything, and the value of the house go down. And somebody come look at it and say, I'm not paying 200,000 for that. And I agree, because when I first got it, it wasn't like that. I was in there and it run down. The toiletry not working, the kitchen sink leaking, and all these things. So the value of the house dropped. You come in to buy this house now, you're not going to pay 200,000 for it, and then you have to go spend back another 100 in replacing all these things.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense on a business level. So what the evaluator would say, the current value for this house now is now 70,000. So I'm losing 130,000 off the back right there, because I paid 200 for it, but because I sit there and lax with it, the value go down. Now because it worth 70,000, not based on the fact that my neighbor house depreciate, why mine should have worth 70,000. What if my neighbor have invest all these things in the lawn, in the driveway, brick driveway, dig the back up and put a pool in it? All that now is going to worth 70,000 if he want to move?
No, not
it
necessarily.
shouldn't. And that's what I'm saying. That's the loophole in the system where real estate is concerned that they need to rectify. Because if I am at fault right here, I wouldn't want to sell you my house at 200,000 when I make this house run down to 70. If they evaluate and say it's 70, Junior, then I said, all right, cool, 70 it is, 70 you get it for. You know what I mean?
But not necessarily that, because that house sells for 70,000. Yours is gonna sell for
200,
for
I as the neighbor.
No, it's not gonna sell for 70,000 either. You know what I mean? Because
my neighbor. Oh, all right. So tell me now, is this fair? For I am to live in right beside you, and my house run down to 70,000 because I make it run down, and you keep up your house, and because your house is 200,000. And you want to buy my 70,000 house, I'll tell you that, yo, right now my neighbor was at 200,000, so the man told us running at 200, you have to buy this one. Is that so?
It's gonna rotten down.
and exactly. That's what I'm telling you. You won't get it sell. It won't sell, and it doesn't make sense.
Same.
On a financial level, and of course on a business level, it won't make sense, my brother. So I'm just saying that what they're doing, and it happened to me already, you know.
Same.
Yes, living at a home where we want to sell the house, and because we want to sell it's valued 20,000, I think we'll probably get yourself about 24,000.
You still make 4 more than the other.
But I'm just saying, and the thing about it, because it was a townhouse complex,
right.
and it's those complex where your neighbor cannot paint the outside of their house, neither do you. So there's this stipulation, and there's these association fees you have to pay for people to come around. So within those areas, I understand that.
Remember, my family was in the
same area, right?
The price that they had bought their house for, and the crazy thing that they did, they had refinanced their house, and it was right when
the market
the market
crashed.
just went like crash. It was right when that crazy hurricane came through and messed up some of those buildings.
Right.
And those people just threw in the towel and didn't even bother to go back there. You remember how much of those places started to work and then it was like, it doesn't even make no sense.
I remember, and I'll tell you that I haven't been around that area in a while, but I think that it looks just the same.
No improvements have been
No improvement. So, who get out and get something that they can, it's best. Because everybody lost over there. And that's why when you're buying a home, and we'll talk about that on another business day too. When you're buying a home, you have to be careful where you're buying the home.
That's so true.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time we've come to the end of another great show. Once again, I want to thank our very, very special guest, Junior Mystic, with some, very intellect ideas on business. Our topic today is what to expect when starting your own business. Now, there's a few things that we talk about, ladies and gentlemen. And some of the few things that we talk about is, of course, one is you will lose money. You have to always remember that. You will have to dig deep. You will have to adjust your prices. There will be slow season. Things will not go as planned. Always remember that. Some customer will always be unhappy, for real. Some will just definitely, you just cannot please everybody, as Junior says. Now, you will pay more taxes. You have to be mindful of that. So make sure you get a good tax preparator, somebody who prepare tax and knows what they're doing. You will burn the candle at both ends. Always remember that too. Now, also, you will always have something to talk about, which is not bad, because you learn as you go along. And you will change in the process. Some people do, some people don't. Your work will be more rewarding at the end. And last but not least, your family and close friend will face hard times, stress times, and that comes with great communication if you want to resolve that issue. All right? So make sure you do all the above, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so it's coming up to the top of the hour, and up next on deck is DJ Cheeks with the Monday night mixtape session, ladies and gentlemen, and it's something that I'm really, really looking forward to. It's a really good show. All right? And not only that, but also I want to encourage you to invest in yourself. It's very important that you invest in yourself. And when doing so, research any idea that you may have. Research it and research it thoroughly. I'm going to leave you with this thought for today. Ladies and gentlemen, he thinks very deeply. Now, quote, the way you spread your bed is the same way you have to lie in it. If you spread lies, you will be identified by it. No one will trust what you say, and they will walk wide from it. God the Most High will surely rectify you for it. People will spread the truth about your lies, and you won't be able to hold your head high. And the repercussions, you won't be able to hide from it. So if you want people to spread great things about you, here's what you must do. Always spread the truth, even if you have to die by it. Zechariah 8, verse 16 through 17. And he thinks very deeply.
He thinks very deeply.
Yes, believe that. All right, so Junior, again, it has been a great show, my brother. Very informative. I like the information, and I wish that we can continue the journey each and every Monday. We know that your schedule, it's a schedule that's all over the place. Sometimes you'll be in another country, in another state. Time to time, hopefully, it can settle on where we can meet here on a Monday and discuss some business.
Indeed, and I want to say to all the fans and listeners and viewers, I posted this a couple of days ago, TC, and I feel like
yeah.
When I close the show tonight, I want to leave it on this note.
Yes.
For those who want to be successful in life, you have to say to yourself, and it goes hand in hand with that we discuss.
Yes.
I have to be successful in life because I have tried and run out of options that have failed in life. That's only success is left in front of me now. I have run out of options that have failed. You understand?
Yes.
So only success is in front of me. So therefore, one is now bound to be successful in life. You have to tell yourself that. And you have to try and try. So that one man that invested 10,000 and him try again. And remember, say your temporary defeat doesn't mean permanent failure.
I love
Start
that.
over and try again.
I love
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, make we start with that note. Yeah, and stick to it. And trust me, success not come overnight. It's
Yes.
nothing that you do. You have to till the sun. The heights of great men reach and kept.
We're not obtained by sudden flight. So true. Love that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our time. Keep it locked. Up next, DJ Cheeks right here with the Monday night mixtape session. And you don't want to miss it. Believe me, if you want to make a request on the mixtape show, it's 954-343-5944. For those of you who were calling earlier, thank you so very much. For our affiliates, thank you so very much too. Our friends in New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Connecticut, and those places. Thank you if you have dialed the number 702-489-0213. Thank you for listening via your mobile phones. And if you are on the World Wide Web, you already know. We're actually releasing a brand spanking new website shortly. Stick and stay will let you know how interesting this website will be. It's going to be so informative, so inspiring, so empowering, so entertaining. It will live up to our motto. Trust me on that. All right? So, Junior, again, until we meet up next week, Monday, my brother, you already know. It's another great deal. I love to get into the mind of Junior Mystic, man. Believe you me. It's undeniable that this brother have walked the journey and walked the walk. So he knows what to expect, where business is concerned. And, for myself, I have walked the journey. I've gone into business that, passed the test. I've been in business that failed the test, and, we learn as we go along.
The beauty about it is we've grown together over the years.
Yes.
And we've shared our success and our failures.
Right.
And we've learned from them, and we've adapted and we've changed.
Yes, a lot.
Along the way, So let's emphasize that change.
True.
Sometimes we should welcome it,
Definitely.
Change is good. Our president run and change, and he did
This change. Whichever way, change must come
change
for him.
must come.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. DJ Tricks is up next. Let's keep it locked until tomorrow for Taste of Tuesdays Flex Fitness. I'm Yeshua TC checking out until tomorrow, all right? God bless you. I love you guys.
The time now by Flex FM is...
The time is exactly 9 o'clock.
The station that rules the nation. From state to state, country to country, we play the hits just for you.
On Flex FM.
This is a public service announcement. If you're riding, please remember to wear your helmet. If you're driving, remember to fasten your seatbelt. Do not text while driving. Remember always to be on alert for any pedestrians. This has been a message from the Safety Department of Flex FM.
Why advertise?